the Lion Latch Lair.
Daddy of the Scrub Daddies, who's next. Gonna set this thing on fire right now.
Oh my God, I'm
What's
freaking
up,
out right
gorgeous?
now.
Oh, this is great. She's fangirling on
I
me.
know. This is Erin Krause.
Stop faking it. She's actually way more celeb than I am. Look how good she looks.
No, that's not true. That's not true, but I am freaking out a little.
Yeah, but it's 10 years since I was on Shark Tank, and all people say to me is, when I show the episode, they go, wow, you were so young.
Oh my God,
I'm
that's
like,
rude.
oh my God, I'm gonna kill you.
Right? But you're like, man, and I'm so rich now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, did Shark Tank change your life?
I mean, Shark Tank changes anyone's life who goes on the show. You know, you're instantly recognizable. You're on an iconic legacy series at that point, and depending on how you act on the show and perform, you have a brand.
Absolutely.
You instantly have a brand. So does it change my life? 100%. Did it change me? No, I'm exactly the same person I was. I literally was scrubbing the floors of a hoarder's house in Chicago a couple days ago because we're actually filming our own show now called Scrub This Mess.
Oh my gosh.
And I was down with all the cleaners doing everything they were doing because it doesn't really, it shouldn't change you.
Yeah, you're a real humble guy, and that's like what's amazing. And I'm glad I can run into you occasionally because you're approachable, you're very kind and patient.
Thank you.
A lot of people with your celebrity status are not like that, and you give back to the inventors community. Like today, you're volunteering on a pitch panel. You show up in my interview.
And yesterday.
And yesterday, right? You give good feedback, and it's kind when you have opportunities to like.
You know, first of all, you have an obligation. I think when you have this kind of success to pay it forward. The other thing is, I've told every one of my friends, if I ever start acting like I'm too highfalutin or something like that, you have every right to smack me down.
All right, I'm gonna remember.
So far,
that.
they have not done that.
I'm gonna remember that. Have you seen my pitch on Shark Tank?
I've seen every pitch on Shark Tank.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Do you remember mine?
I've seen too many pitches on Shark Tank. I don't remember everything.
Okay.
Give me some highlights.
Let me tell you, this is the best part. Not only
I know the product.
Lion
I love the
Latch.
product. Who doesn't love the product?
Thank you. And you know the carabiner and everything. That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
But
Take
I'm
it
the
off.
one-
I open it up like this. Put my stuff in it.
You put your rings in it, right? But I gave Mr. Wonderful hearing aids inside his Lion Latch. Right? Because he's a terrible listener.
Wait, you told me that people have been giving you like a bunch of crap about it, right? Yeah. That's just his minions going on and trolling you. Don't listen to a thing that he says. You know what Mr. Wonderful said to me?
What did he say?
He said, you're dead to me and the sponge is dead. Scrub Daddy, you suck. And he threw the sponge at me on the way out. So yeah, he threw the sponge at me. So you fast forward like a couple years later, we're having huge success and I'm up in Canada and they're putting me on this morning talk show called the Marilyn Dennis Show. And they're like, listen, you're going to be on this pitch panel. It's this woman. She runs this thing called The Disruptors. She's like a famous TV anchor in Canada. And this other guy, Kevin O'Leary. And I was like, what?
Other guy, right?
What?
Who?
He's going to be on the panel with me? And I just started preparing like line after line because I know he was going to say something about like, you know, it's a stupid sponge and like, and I was, I'm like, oh really? That's a stupid sponge that just did 50 million in sales. I had so many. So they go around and because Kevin is like well known in Canada, you know, he's Canadian actually. So, and I'm in Toronto, so I'm in his home turf. And they're like, so Kevin, who did you bring? And he's like, oh, this girl, she's on the anchor of The Disruptors and she's super famous. And Aaron is the best pitchman I have ever seen in the history of Shark Tank and is probably the most successful entrepreneur in the history of the show. And I'm like, yeah. And Kevin just said, wait, what did you say?
Yeah, he does nice things.
And he said really nice things about me. And I was like so floored. And like afterwards, we had a great conversation. And now I see him often at QVC. He tries to sell wine. I won't tell you how I feel about his wine.
Okay, but you brought the entertainment on the episode, right? And so the sharks have to do that as well.
Yeah.
So in real life, he could be a pretty nice dude, but the TV show shows him as being crazy or mean sometimes.
Well, I think he loves that persona.
Oh, yeah.
He loves to be, you know, the naysayer, and he loves to, you know, shoot people and ideas down. That's just his role in the show.
I didn't want him to call me a cockroach first. So I gave him hearing aids, and I told him that was to help him with his listening because, man, he wasn't listening to me either. But the show's about entertainment. A lot of people forget about that. And that's why I'm kind of dealing with some, I guess, Mr. Wonderful followers on YouTube because they forget it's a show.
No, of course. People always ask me, like, is it real? Is the show real? And I tell them all the things that are real and all the things that are not real. Like, for instance, like, when you walk down that aisle,
yes.
Are the Shark Tanks real? No. I was so disappointed. I really thought I was going to be like in an aquarium. You walk down, I'm like, that's just a TV screen. That was so disappointing.
Right.
And then like you walk in and it looks like you just going to launch into your pitch. No, you got to stand on this X. I think I stood there for 2 or 3 minutes getting stared down by the sharks. Like this. And, I remember Kevin like crossed his arms and like.
Oh my God.
So, and I guess the other thing about the show that isn't real, but people say like, it makes it not real, and I say it makes it real, is that a deal on Shark Tank, as you know, isn't a deal until it's a deal.
Absolutely.
Which means the lawyers need to get involved, and you got to do the real process called due diligence.
Absolutely.
And due diligence is the process of finding out everything that you say on the show is real. So, and true. So what happens is you go on the show and you make a deal. So you're watching the initial negotiations between you and your investor, and then it gets into the real nitty gritty and what happens to a lot of the deals.
They don't go through.
And they don't go through.
But Scrub Daddy did.
Scrub Daddy did.
Smart move.
It took us a little while as well.
But it was with Lori,
it was like 3
right?
months, yeah.
Oh my gosh. But 3 months isn't bad. I hear some people go even longer than that. And you're waiting. Like,
well, you got to be smart about
right?
that. Like, because you could sign a contract that says they have a year. I'm like, I'm not waiting a year. Like, this is how much time I'm willing for you to go and do due diligence. And she got it done. That's
good. That's really good feedback because a lot of people don't know that secret.
Yeah.
And I did not get a deal.
Not my first rodeo.
Right? Well, I did not get a deal. And I felt like a loser afterwards. Like, I was very sad because I'm competitive. I got my eye on the prize all the time. And I had a hard time coping with the fact I didn't get a deal because I was envisioning like, what shark am I going to get to hug? What am I going to do when I leave the tank, And instead I was just mad.
So tell them about what happens afterwards.
Oh, it's the exposure. It's absolutely
No. After when you go back to your dressing room.
Oh, a psychiatrist comes in and talks to you.
Yes.
Make sure you're okay.
Yes, that literally happens.
And I wouldn't even look at him. I was like, I just want to go home. And they changed my flight and they flew me home.
Yeah, but the exposure from the show, and you got to show your personality. You got to show your amazing product.
Thank you.
And now you're out there selling and doing great. And look, I'm in the Lion's Lair. She's not at the Scrub Daddy booth. I'm in the Lion's Lair.
Right, I know. Exactly. You came to me. This is so amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. You gotta say, you're in the Lion Latch Lair. Let's do that part one more time.
Sorry.
Okay, no, do it again. I'm in the Lion Latch Lair. Say it again.
I'm in the Lion Latch Lair.
He came to see
I'm all
me.
latched up.
I know, right? So, do you take your rings off ever?
I do. Periodically, I'll take my rings off.
Okay.
But now I won't be taking this off. I'll just hook it onto my necklace.
Oh, that's perfect. It does. It latches onto anything. When do you take off your ring?
Usually when I wash dishes.
Oh my gosh.
And also when I do QVC shows, because when I'm sticking my hands into the glasses, they like start making banging sounds, and you hear it against the microphone.
This is a whole new situation.
I take them off when I do dishes because you can break glassware with them.
Okay.
And I take them off for my QVC shows.
And then you use the Scrub Daddy?
If I would ever touch another sponge, it would be the end of my existence.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing this
You're
with me.
welcome.
I know you're a busy man.
Love you,
Appreciate you.
Doc.
Love you too. This is the best.
Hi, I'm Lerin Lockwood. I'm the inventor of the Lion Latch. I invented it to store small jewelry on the go, but it can hold any tiny valuables you have that you don't want to lose in your purse or your pocket. And the reason the Lion Latch is unique, it's not a screw top lid. It comes with this carabiner ring that you actually have to remove first in order to be able to pull the lid off. So now your rings, your earrings, your tiny valuables, your vitamins, supplements, anything you don't want to lose in your purse or pocket can go inside. You're gonna latch the carabiner on, and now you can attach it to your keys or something larger like your purse or your water bottle so you know where your tiny valuables always are.